What's going on, guys? This is Yin and Yang Reviews.
I'm hungry!
What's your name?
I'm hungry.
Okay. What's your name?
Tastebud.
Tastebud, aka Frank, is going to be guest reviewing with us today. Hopefully not the last review he does with us. On the menu today, we do have DP Cheesesteaks.
I'm hungry.
He's hungry.
DP Cheesesteaks claims to be the best cheesesteak in Utah.
What does DP stand for?
That I don't know.
Downtown Philly.
Double. Never mind.
It's downtown Philly. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to Tastebuds here.
So anyways, we went with 3 different variations from this place because if they are the best, then we need to try multiple products. We have the pizza cheesesteak, which is Kevin's favorite. We have the Cheese Whiz chicken cheesesteak. And then we have the normal Philly cheesesteak with Cheese Whiz. I gave us all different portions depending on the one that we wanted. So I have a larger chicken, he's got a larger pizza, and he's got a larger normal Philly. But we're going to go ahead, everybody needs to try the same one at the same time. What do you guys think we should do first? Actually, before we do that, Frank, just give a little intro.
I'm Frank, and I'm here to eat.
Okay, Tastebud. That'll be his name from here on out. We'll call him Tastebud. So you got Philly, Kevin, Tastebud, and then just me. That's yours.
How come me got larger portions than everyone else?
That wasn't planned. If you'd like to trade, I'd be willing to trade, but
No, go ahead.
it just kind of rolled out that
Yeah,
way.
you got a nice hefty portion.
He sure did.
This is the chicken one, though, and he doesn't really like the chicken one.
I didn't say that.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I got
I've had the
smallest
chicken
head.
before. It's not Philly chicken. It's just chicken chunks. It's not bad. It's just not.
Okay, which one are we trying first?
I think we should try the chicken.
I guess chicken,
Chicken?
since Frank unwrapped it already.
Okay, so we're going with chicken first.
Tastebud.
So take a bite or two, and then we'll kind of discuss it, and then we'll move to the next one just so we're not taking up too much time.
I'm hungry.
Well, there's cheese all over my wrapper.
Okay, so that is a better sign than Maxwell's. This is a lot messier.
My chicken's not cooked. Just kidding. It's totally cooked, guys. I
You got
promise.
some napkins?
You don't get napkins yet.
No napkins.
It's just part of the gig.
Quit.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear Tastebud over here, but I think we should call him Cal from here on out. So for me, I've had DP in the past, so I apologize, guys, but the pizza steak's always my go-to when I go there. Not because, honestly, I haven't really tried anything else. I tried the chicken once, but the pizza steak came highly recommended, so I just kept going back to it because I loved it. But as far as the chicken goes, the Cheese Whiz, as you can kind of see, it's just kind of taking over the bread here, which is always a good sign for a cheesesteak. But my chicken is a little salty, saltier than I would prefer. And the chicken's just kind of, it's chicken chunks instead of like shredded chicken that you would hope to get. But overall, it's still a good sandwich, good cheesesteak. I would, comparing chicken to cheese or to steak, I would choose the chicken one over the Maxwell steak that we had the other night.
All right. What if you could give it a number? What would it be?
Probably like I don't know, somewhere in that 6 or 7 range.
Okay.
It's not great, but it's
So
it's
you
good.
did say it was better than the Maxwell's steak. I do like the bread better. The bread is better. And I do enjoy that they didn't skimp on the Cheese Whiz.
Sure didn't.
So, I mean, you can never have too much Cheese Whiz, but I will say that the chicken, there's not a lot other than just that salty chicken taste there. The bread's a lot better than Maxwell, so it does get a better nod from me in that department. So I want to say I gave Maxwell's a 6.8.
Sure did.
So I think this one would probably be a 7.0. It is better than that Maxwell steak, but that's my take on it. Tastebud, what you got?
I mean, I've had Maxwell steak before, and a couple times I went down in Salt Lake. It was fire. The one in South Jordan, for how much was that? Like $10?
Well, it was
$9,
$11.99.
Yeah, I got that and I took that home one day and I was disappointed.
Yeah, and that's actually something that I didn't include in the review because I've also had Maxwell's cheesesteak downtown before. And the downtown one's their main hub. The South Jordan one just opened up. It's like just a secondary branch. And I thought the downtown one was better as well. But I mean, I'm not gonna. It's convenience factor, you know. South Jordan's 15 minutes away, if that. Downtown, I'm looking at 30, 40 minutes. So it just kind of depends on your location.
And the other thing is DP has other locations as well, but we can't give them a pass just because one location is better than the other. It should be consistent throughout.
Yeah.
So even though the Salt Lake one may be better, we have to go off of what their lowest one would be because obviously it needs to be consistent throughout. So just give it your normal rating. There might be a better DP cheesesteak out there, and the location may do that. So I just have to go off of what I have. Could you give that a number? If you could give that a number.
I mean, honestly, I feel like is the purpose to have a whole bunch of cheese whiz on it? Like, is it?
Well, I think that's the only topping, honestly, because there were supposed to be onions, and I don't really see any onions.
I don't think there are any onions.
There's no onions on this one.
They were supposed to put onions?
Yeah.
Then we need to go back and pull them out of the kitchen.
Well, I mean, that is a knock to it, because you're really just getting a chicken cheese bread.
Knock? He forgot half his job.
All right, guys.
Well, that's technically like a third, but whatever. Okay, the next one we're going to go with...
But yes, Frank, you know, a lot of Phillies are cheese whiz, heavily cheese whiz.
It's going to be messy. The point is to be messy.
Yeah, we're not from Pittsburgh where we put like fries on our sandwich and stuff. That's kind of weird. We don't do that in Philly. Sorry.
Okay, let's move to pizza. Let's go
pizza?
Yeah, let's go to pizza.
Pizza.
I'm interested to try this.
So just so the viewers out there, the pizza does come with an optional either cheese whiz or provolone. Personally, I've never had the cheese whiz on my pizza steak. I just think that's kind of weird. I always settle for the provolone. So we're just reviewing the provolone. Frank didn't even get cheese on his because Kalani stole the whole pizza steak.
Well, to be fair, I think they should have it spread out over the whole sandwich.
Don't worry, I can dab it in this one.
He has half an inch of sandwich. You robbed him. But it's fine. Do you want this little sliver?
No.
Does that have cheese?
Sliver. It's a funny word. Tastes kind of bland, in my opinion.
Well, he does have all the toppings. I mean,
No,
I do see
he doesn't
cheese
have
right there.
sauce either. He doesn't have sauce either. Open yours up. Yeah, there's hardly any sauce.
So,
in
I mean,
this.
that needs to be a knock on the construction of the sandwich, honestly, because if your whole sandwich doesn't have sauce, that means by the time you get to that part of your sandwich, you're not even getting the real thing.
You know, Kalani, I don't really care what you have to say.
I do like the pepperoni added in.
Yeah. Frank got kind of ripped off. Kalani gave him like the butt of the
Yeah,
of the
this
roll.
bread, I was going to say, tastes way better than this, but I mean, here's the butt.
Kalani really shafted him. Or me, or whatever we're calling this guy. I don't know.
Me.
Are you hungry?
No.
I mean, he ate his whole chicken piece.
I do like the meat is cut better than Maxwell's was. It's more authentic Philly. And it is a nice twist on a standard Philly with the provolone and pepperoni. I'd probably give it a 7.3.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I'm a fan of the pizza steak. You really get a kind of. You can't even compare the pizza steak to an actual Philly because that's not the goal there. The goal is to make it essentially a pizza on a hoagie roll. But as we touched on earlier, the bread's way better. I personally love the way the kind of pizza sauce or marinara sauce kind of mixes in with the provolone and the pepperoni and everything else, and the steak on the roll. I like the pizza steak. There's better foods out there, I guess. But like if
But you are a big pizza guy in general. Do you think that plays a part in
No,
that?
it doesn't. I like my pizza steak. I'm probably gonna give the pizza steak somewhere. I mean, honestly, probably like an 8 or a 9. Like I'm not gonna rate anything perfect. But a pizza. I just really like the pizza steak.
You gotta nail a rating.
Probably gonna go 8.
Okay, solid 8. Tastebud, what do you got?
I mean, I would say that's pretty good. I mean, minus the lacking portion or pieces to it. 7. I would say.
Okay, and then what did you gave the chicken a what?
I didn't rate the chicken. I
What will you need to rate the chicken?
rate the chicken.
Rate the chicken. It's got to have a number.
You know what? Probably a 6, just because of the bread.
Okay, 6 because of the bread. So
There's nothing to it. I don't know.
I hear you. We saved the Philly, standard Philly for last.
Mine's greasy, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it does look more authentic than the
You
Maxwell.
can kind of see it on the paper there. Little.
I'm not seeing any onions. You guys see any onions in yours?
Frank's got
You got
onion.
onion?
Yeah, plenty.
So again, we're getting to the point where they're not including all the toppings over the whole sandwich.
I don't really see any onion.
So Frank's the only one that's got onions on this one. So that's another knock on the construction of the sandwich, but let's see what it tastes like.
This tastes good. It's moist, seasoned.
Cut right. They didn't lack on the cheese whiz. The bread is almost identical to what you could find. And keep in mind, these are all Utah ratings. So it isn't equivalent to going to Philly and rating those in the same ballpark.
Is yours dry?
I'm getting good taste out of mine.
Shout out. Sorry guys, I just got a 12-week-old puppy. He's adorable. But me here is a jerk and makes me lock my dogs up during filming sessions. So you hear crying dogs in the background, I apologize. And now a growl as well. I have a 3-year-old blue heeler mix along with the Australian Shepherd, and then I just got a pit mixed with who knows what. And they're best friends, but they
We don't know
step
the
on
daddy
each
of that
other's
one.
toes.
I'm going solid 8.5.
So I'm gonna, I guess, be the bad guy. I don't know. It's a good sandwich, but I don't know if you guys ever like had steakums. You know those frozen steaks that you
Stop it.
buy at the grocery
Stop
store.
it.
Wow.
But I used to make a pretty mean steakum, and
Stop it.
Comparing it to frozen food, huh?
and I mean this is better than it, especially with like the bread, because I don't have the bread at home and things like that. But the meat, I don't know if it's much different. So I mean, still gonna go with like a 7. Like I said, I made a pretty mean steakum, but definitely a knock below their pizza steak, a knock above Maxwell's cheesesteak.
Just one above? Maxwell's? You're saying?
You can't tell me that's just one above Maxwell's. The bread alone.
I had Maxwell's, I'm telling you, like a week ago.
And here's the other
About a
thing.
week ago.
These are $9.99 for the large. Maxwell's was smaller for
Yeah.
$11.99.
Yeah, huge.
Granted, they don't have fries. They only have chips. But they do have like a Pennsylvania root beer. I don't know. I think it's at least 2 notches above Maxwell's. The bread alone is equivalent to the Maxwell's sandwich.
He's not having it. I would give this one, I mean, this is by far the best one in my opinion, that we ate today.
Yeah, this is the best out of the 3, I think, as well.
8.5.
8.5.
8.5.
So that's 2 8.5s, and Kevin gave it a 7.
I mean, if you guys want, I'll give it a 7.5.
No, I don't
mean,
want you. I want you to put your feelings out there.
I gave the pizza steak an 8, guys. Like I don't. Nothing's perfect in my life.
Is that a hair?
Where? Oh. Okay.
Out of balance.
Okay.
Out of bounds.
So the chicken,
Out of bounds.
and that's not my hair. That's not your hair.
It's definitely one of Frank's.
That's a technical.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see this. But right here,
Man, they're not gonna see it with that $5.99 camera.
I wish he was 5. We got a hair right there. Let me see if we can see this real quick. I'm gonna put this in focus.
Hey,
Right
love you guys.
We have a hair.
All right, so there's a hair. Obviously, that kind of knocks everything
Hey, no,
down.
give me that chicken back. You said you didn't even like the chicken.
That knocks everything down about 8 points. Just gonna be honest. So we might be in the negatives on some of these.
Out of bounds.
So that's a big thing for me is cleanliness. I don't care how good the food is for the most part. If you find hair in your food, that's a no-go.
Kalani, it's not real Philly unless there's a hair in it.
I mean, that's true.
Just kidding, guys.
There's
Just
not
kidding.
one pube
Just kidding.
in your
Just kidding.
Philly.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, yeah, pizza steak's my favorite. Obviously, if we have some hair in some foods, that's some issues.
You put it back on my plate. You're savage.
That's going to be some issues. Pizza steak 1, steak 2, chicken 3, but I don't know.
I'm still going with the normal cheesesteak is 1 for me. Pizza 2, chicken 3.
I'm with him.
Granted, the hair kind of really puts chicken down there for Tastebud over here, but...
Well, I don't know if you can really look at the hair on just the chicken, Kalani. I mean, if it's on one, it could be on any of them.
That's true.
For all we know,
I mean, that's the only one I found.
Definitely could have scratched his nuts
For
and made it off.
all we know, we might have just swallowed
What did we swallow?
a handful of...
Okay, so this was the South Jordan.
birds.
This was the South Jordan DP cheesesteaks, and we did find a hair. I'm gonna make sure I put that in there because that's not acceptable by any restaurant, honestly. That was the South Jordan location. I'll put the address in there. Other than that, it was good. Just if you ever eat there, check for hair.
So I'm in the service industry, so I travel around the Utah state, the Utah front, for food, and one of the places I stop sometimes for different cheesesteaks and things like that for lunch is DP, and I don't sit there and investigate all my food, but I definitely didn't notice anything obvious at any of my other DPs that I've stopped at for lunch. So just kind of let you guys know, I don't think this is something that all the DPs kind of have happen, but definitely something that is concerning nonetheless.
Yep. So, and like I said, that's why I mentioned it was the South Jordan location, just to give a heads up. If you do end up having to go to that one, or that's the closest one, check your food.
And also, just another note, I know Kalani said we should rate everything on what we're eating today. I've been to other DPs, especially some of them that are a little bit farther south, and I think their food's better at the farther south ones. And I'm not sure if all the DPs are owned by the same person or how it kind of works.
Yeah, I wonder if it's franchised.
Well, you know what we could do is try them later on after we go through the general masses of cheesesteaks in Utah and just location specific them and see if there is a difference between, further south DP and the one we were at tonight. So that could be something we do in the future.
And not that I want to keep this video going too long, but I think next on our cheesesteak tour is going to be a place that's come highly recommended from a coworker in the Philadelphian. So we looked up the website a little bit. Their website is actually Utah Philly. Their store is called Philadelphian, and they actually have the Liberty Bell on their website. And then one of my coworkers has said that's their best cheesesteak they've ever had. So a little excited to try that one and get to that episode here, maybe in a few days or early next week for you guys. But definitely look out for that episode. It's definitely a cheesesteak that I know I'm excited to try. And
we may actually get that coworker to come. We're not sure yet, but that is the goal because we would like him to be able to try it with us as well. Obviously, he's had it, but we haven't. So I think it would be fair for him to be the one that recommended it to be on that. So we'll see if we can convince him. But if there's any other recommendations you guys have further down the line, we would love to do them. I don't know how many Tastebud will be on, but we'll pretty much try anything. Kevin doesn't like a lot, like we've stated before, but we can get him to try some other stuff and get some raw reactions.
yeah, guys, I'm gonna try to expand my comfort zone, especially on these episodes. I'm kind of stingy with my money, so I don't want to buy something that I'm not going to eat. But
She's tight, ladies.
I also, but I also, you know, I want to step outside my comfort zone and kind of give you guys a review of the general Utah foods, because being an out-of-towner, Utah is very poor in the food department. But if you guys do have anywhere you recommend, whether it's cheesesteaks, pizza, anything else in the you know, range of things, go ahead and send one of us a message, drop it in the YouTube comments, let us know somewhere we should try out. We have a few other recommendations as well, and we'll definitely get to them at some point. So any recommendations you guys have on foods or places to eat, let us know.
And we'll have to try out the curry pizza because I've yet to have it.
Oh yeah, my boy owns that. Yeah, it's
Maybe we can get your boy on there.
yeah.
We'll have to check that out. I don't know how.
Maybe
Kevin, his head's gonna explode.
maybe we can get a.
Can I get a pepperoni pizza?
Maybe we can get an after hours dining experience there at that
And
one.
yeah, we could set up the camera and see if we can get him some.
See how close Frank
some
really
love.
is with his boy. Little taste bud here.
But anyways, Yin and Yang Food Reviews. I'm Kalani,
Frank.
Philly Kevin, apparently.
and we will be back next week with some more reviews. Thank you for watching.